Hey everyone, so I'm a massive Civ 6 nerd, and I've played Civ 5 a lot, and I decided to take another look at Civilization Beyond Earth and really kind of figure out what it is about that game, why I left it, and why I didn't want to play it, and kind of what it's like playing it in 2020. You know, the game's been out for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, I don't remember when it came out. If you guys don't know, it's basically just you went to Alpha Centauri and you colonize a settlement. You make your civ on a different planet. It's instead of a game like, all right, Sid Meier's saying we're gonna make a game about Alpha Centauri. We're gonna make a civilization game about Alpha Centauri, and that's very important to the story because if you play Beyond Earth, one thing to me is very clear about playing Beyond Earth in 2020 and seeing how Civ 6 is. Seeing how Civ 5 is, it's that Beyond Earth, with the civilization coat of paint and the systems, doesn't work as well as a normal civilization game, right? And I think it's because of some of the things that they changed in Beyond Earth, which is, like, if you play a civilization, it's mix and match, right? You pick your civ, right? You be Africa, Asia, America, South America, Europe, France. But if you pick one of these civilizations, you pick their bonuses too. Like some extra, like they have their default bonuses, but you pick their extra bonuses too, right? And that's where it kind of gets into not being a civilization game. These civilizations don't have personalities. Like, yeah, Africa is the civ with the biggest cities because of 10% food growth. Yeah, the corporation is the spy civ because of all the spies. Yeah, India is the religious civ because border expansion's higher. But that's it. It's not like if you play in Civ, let's just say Civ, you know what? Let's just say Civilization 5 or 6. You play England, you get special boats. Civ 6, you get redcoats. They replace the musketeer. You know, you play, I don't know, Carthage, you get elephant units, you know? You get the Quintarim, I don't even know how to say it right. If you settle coastal cities, you get buffs. No, it's not like if you settle coastal cities, you get this. This is your special building, this is your special unit, this is your special build, you know. It's, you build buildings 10% faster. It's, your cities grow 10% faster. And you get to pick, do you get a gold bonus, a culture bonus, a this bonus when you drop? What's your bonus when you drop? Do you see the coastlines? Do you see a greater starting area? Do you see where all the alien nests are? There's no depth to your civilization. And it was an interesting take, and it can create for some unique situations where you're like, all right, I'm going to try the border growth civ with like a culture buff or something like that. But that's not civilization. And we were told it was civilization, you know? I thought the tech web idea was great, especially because tech web is something that initially when you play, it's overwhelming as hell and you have no idea how to manage it, but it's a different take than a tech tree, right? The tech tree is you have to discover the wheel before you discover construction or something like that. I don't even know if that's, but on the tech web, you just pick a direction, go, and there's a couple subtext that you can get after that, right? And I like that for Alpha Centauri. I'm just Beyond Earth. It's a different take, and I think it fits the theme well. The way that units progress, where you have the purity, harmony, and supremacy. If you don't know, it's basically just sections of the game that you specialize into. They're all related to the win condition, but your units have different abilities as you promote them. So actually, your warrior units, or the infantry melee units, it has many different forms and abilities you can give it. Such as, if you pick Harmony, your unit, when it dies, does 40 HP damage, or 20, 30, whatever, to the units around it. Or it gets a combat bonus if it's not adjacent to any other friendly unit, right? Versus if you go with Purity and it gets a defense buff if it's adjacent to units, or something like that. So, that's a very interesting take on it. But I think one of the things that really killed Beyond Earth was the fact that all of these things had to be balanced, right? And they had to make it so that the win condition for, let's just say, purity couldn't be better than supremacy, because they also want to encourage you to play supremacy. So literally all the win conditions, I'm not even kidding, is research all this tech, maybe launch a satellite, do a thing, build a building, wait. Or send troops through, or build a couple outposts with the people we send you. The victory conditions are unique in the very end, but don't build up to anything very cool. Versus, like, alright, I'm gonna go build a bunch of theaters. I'm gonna go conquer the world. I'm gonna turtle up and research spaceships. I'm gonna spread my religion. You know, it's different. So I think Beyond Earth, playing it in 2020, is a very different experience for Civilization. If you go into Beyond Earth now, I think this is what really ruined the experience for Beyond Earth. Is if you go into Beyond Earth, it says it is a Civilization game. Civilization Beyond Earth. But it's not. It doesn't feel... I mean, it's got, like, the Civilization systems, it's got the hexagons, it's got the cities, it's got the you must build your city 3 tiles away from other cities mechanic, it's got trade routes, it's got production, it's got food, it's got money, science, a form of happiness called health, which is a bastard. But it doesn't play like a Civ game. I said it in my video about not comparing Civ 5 and 6 together, that Civ 5 and Beyond Earth have a heavier emphasis on science. Beyond Earth has an extreme emphasis on science. Like, extreme emphasis on science. If you don't have science, you lose. In Civilization, you could get away with that. Like, I mean, not having science, but you guys know what I mean. Like, you could spec out into culture. You could spec out into money for a little bit. In Beyond Earth, you have to have science. And espionage is actually extremely important as well. Like, way more important than any other game. So already, you go into Civ 5, you're like, or Civ Beyond Earth, you're like, I'm gonna be a money civilization. And I just got taken out by people with advanced troops. Well, I don't know what to do, you know? So, that's kind of where 5 is just, I don't know. The science system is... I don't like that there's a extreme emphasis on science. I feel like I have to build science buildings first, you know? I feel like that's the charm of a Civilization game, is when you build a city, you don't have to build a library first. Unless you play on the hardest difficulty. If you play on the hardest difficulty, but if you play on, like, a normal difficulty, you shouldn't have to build a library first, right? So, Beyond Earth in 2020... Playing it, it's a very different experience. If you play it just like, I'm going to play a 4X strategy game made by Sid Meier's, that isn't Civilization. It's a just weird version of Civ. If you go into it thinking that, it can be a very fun experience. It's got some cool mechanics too. Like, your cavalry units, if you upgrade them enough and they're all floaty and stuff, oh my god, they can go on water. Same with the artillery units. If they're all floaty, they can go on water. They're hovercraft. It's kind of a cool mechanic. Your cavalry in Civilization, anything that takes place on Earth can't do that. There's a lot of cool concepts. And some unique systems in the game that separates it from its siblings. And overall, it creates a different experience. But if you go in there thinking like it's going to be a proper traditional Civilization game, I think you'll be disappointed, because you'll go in there, you know, expecting a proper Civilization game. You're going to see an alien siege worm and be like, why did the barbarians have an unkillable unit? It's only turn 5. the space ancient era. You know, you're gonna go in and like, wait, why are the aliens kind of neutral to me and now they want to kill me? I don't know. What are all these weird wonders names? What do they do? I don't know. There ain't no oracle in this game. There's a... I don't know. I don't even remember the names of the wonders, to be honest. But, yeah. So, different experience. Of course, you know, there's not warriors and spearmen. There's troops. So yeah, that's my video on Civilization Beyond Earth. Playing it 2020. I think if you can get it on the cheap, it's... If you're a Civilization nerd, it's worth looking at. Because it makes you look at Civilization as, what can Civilization be? Right? Because whenever I see this game, immediately what I think of is, what if traditional Civilization had a technology tree? Or web, instead of a tech tree. What if traditional Civilization had these weird ideologies that you can spec into via science, and it permanently changes the way that your units operate? What if in Civilization, the barbarians actually had a personality and a relationship, and diplomacy? What if they act like city-states? What if you played Civ and there's no city-states? Because there's no city-states. Actually, there are in Beyond Earth, but they're so weak that they just get destroyed. Like, there's sad excuses for city-states. I'm just gonna say it. Like, they're not city-states. They're just there to help you in the beginning. What if I build a marketplace, and because I built a couple of them, the game says, hey, the marketplace is bustling. What do we do with this? Does it give us culture or does it give us gold? That's a thing in Beyond Earth. That's not in any other Civ game. So, yeah, that's about it for this video. Playing Beyond Earth in 2020 really makes me look at what Civ 7 could be. It feels like if you play 5 Beyond Earth and 6, all separately but within close proximity to each other. I haven't played 6 in a while, so I have to go back and play 6. But if you play them all in close proximity to each other, it's weird, because I watch a lot of Civ 6 content all the time now. And I think I played the most out of that game, out of all the games. But if you look at Beyond Earth and 5 and 6, if you look at them all at once, that's what I'm trying to say. It's a complete collection of 3 different ways of playing the same game that shows what Civilization can be, and it breaks the mold of me, at least for me, thinking about a Civ game has to be this, it 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 has to be this. And more of what else could it be? You know? And that's the greatest thing about Civilization games. If you play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you go back and like me, I've played 2, 3, Revolution, 5, 6, Beyond Earth. They're all different games. Like, I can go play Civ 2 right now, and it's going to have different nuances as Civ 3. It's going to have different nuances than Rev, different nuances than 5, different nuances than 6 and Beyond Earth. So that's what I got to say about playing Beyond Earth in 2020. I think it's a good experience, and I recommend you play it just to see what Civ could be, and, if you really, really enjoy analyzing these games. It's a good game to analyze. I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer. I suck just as bad as you do at video games and explaining how Civilization works, because the internet apparently hates the way I explain Civilization games. God! I wanted to be a Civilization YouTuber at one point. Guys, don't make fun of me. Just kidding. I don't care. I don't mind. Frankly, the people that leave hate comments don't understand that if you comment at all, it helps the video. So, thank you for helping my Civilization videos that you hate reach more people. Yeah. That's it. I'll see you guys. That's been like the 5th outro of this video. I'll see you guys